Hey, look, Dennis brought morning beers. Oh, that's good. All right, well, here we are in part 6 of Dennis's XLT. We did the test ride last night, and we had, well, quite the celebration afterwards. But luckily, Dennis brought the coffee beer for the morning for today, so we're good to go. We got a laundry list of stuff we're going to do to this sled. You want to lead off with what your items are?
We need a voltage regulator, different spring in the clutch, adjust the carburetor sinking possibly, seat cover, windshield, skis, and then maybe another beer crack.
Yeah, so I'll elaborate a little bit on that. I was not personally very happy with the engagement on the primary. It was coming in at like 4,000 RPMs. It's got a gold spring, so we're going to switch it out to a light blue spring. And, we'll do all the usual tuning. We'll make sure we're happy with the clutch and weights. We got to run it more before we can get it super tuned in. But that's one item. The regulator, if you watched part 5, and you could, especially at the end where Dennis and Lonnie both started their sleds at the same time, well, you can see a pretty drastic difference in the headlights. And we actually noticed Dennis's were blinking on and off. And I've seen regulators fail this way before, where they basically kind of just develop an internal short. Sometimes you look at them and you swear there's an arc in there, like glowing, if you have the chiclet style, where you can see through the clear end of it. I'm not sure if that's the case. I didn't actually look. We already put a new belt on. You heard the belt squeal. We got rid of the petrified belt. So that's doing good. I mean, we already started, like, immediately after the test ride, we started wrenching on a couple things, but then we put the woe on it. We know everybody wants to see. So here we are in part 6. I guess that's enough talking. We'll just get moving on stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so there's Dennis's voltage regulator, and confirmed it's the old style regulator. We're going to swap to the new so-called heavy-duty regulator, and electrically, they're 100% compatible. I just take a razor blade, cut this plug, yellow wire plugs in where the old yellow wire was, and then I always connect the brown wire to ground, although I've read that you don't have to connect the brown wire to ground. But that's where we're going to start. We'll get that done first, and then we can put a decent headlight bulb in this thing, trust it after that. All right, just want to show Dennis's pod is all chalky and gross here, so we're going to swap that out since we have the windshield off. Makes it easy. Just went and selected a hood from the pile with a nice black pod, and it turns out this was actually the first hood on the first snowmobile Lonnie ever owned. Lonnie will recognize that big hole in the back. That's another incident we'll maybe share in person around a campfire with a beer. But Dennis is going to get that pod off and switch anything he wants to switch and shove it on his sled. All right, there's Dennis's primary, now featuring the Polaris light blue spring and a brand new 1045 belt. All right, what do we got going, Dennis?
Found this nice black one off Lonnie's hood, but it's got 5,287 miles.
It does.
Mine only had
27 and something.
2755.
Plus, you got nicer bright orange.
Yep.
These are faded to yellow.
So I remove this. I'm going to take these off.
Yeah.
Do the same there and put my gauges in here.
Well, this will work out great because Lonnie's tack quit working, so we'll just give him back his tack from his first snowmobile he ever had.
There we go.
Bringing you back, Dennis has got his new sharp-looking gauge pod on there. Old one ain't going back together because it's just parts now, because who would want this faded-out piece of crap? But we will give Lonnie that tachometer. So there you go. Bring you back in a bit. So there we go. There's the new pod. That's all natural, right? We don't have any armor all in the shop or anything.
I did clean it up. I detailed it and used some of the secret.
Oh, SC1, huh? High gloss coating?
Yeah.
All right. It looks mint. It looks like it's new.
I've used that on other vehicle types.
Okay.
It doesn't stay real long, but
No.
it's good for show.
Looks good. The new windshield looks good. You know.
I went with the black, not the purple.
Yeah, you didn't want to clone Lonnie
No,
there.
No.
Yeah, I get it.
I'll add some purple elsewhere.
Yeah. But, I like it. I like it. I like that purple elsewhere. I can't wait to see that. I know what that's going to be.
Yep,
We won't tell the viewers yet, but. All right, it's Sunday, and tomorrow me and Dennis and Lonnie are going ditch banging. So we put together the list of what we need to get done. Lonnie's sled is all the way done. See if you can read that. We got plastic skis to install, thumb warmer, that's optional. Seat cover, that's kind of optional. Adjust the skid shocks. I think we got to do the skid shocks first. We got to get that lower down. The hood, I wrote hood springs, but hood screens. Dennis painted up his hood screens purple. The reverse cable needs a quick adjustment, so I'm going to do that right now while I'm thinking about it. Tether only takes a minute to put on. I don't know, Dennis. Looking at this list, I'm going to say we yank out your skid and turn those rear springs down.
Yeah.
Somebody, I don't know what the hell's going on, but somebody cranked those springs all the way up on Dennis's rear skid, and it is pretty tippy, so I'm not an expert in setting up an extra 12, but we're going to yank it out quick, drop those springs, and grease everything up.
That's right. We got to grease it.
I think that's priority one. All right, giving you a little bit of an update. We knocked the biggie off of the list here. We got the skid shocks and springs adjusted. The whole skid's greased. Had to redo the track tension, but I don't know if this will come through on the video, but she's down several inches. It was sitting right at the top. There was no down travel. Even when Dennis was on it, there was no down travel. Now, you want to show them we got some down travel now. So we like this. It's a good ride height. We turned the adjuster blocks to lowest setting because Dennis is pretty light. And we turn the, right or wrong, we turn the front shock adjuster down as far as it, it was up to the top. We turned it down to as far as it could go.
This one's not adjustable.
And that back one's not adjustable. And we turned the front one just trying to get more ski pressure without raising the front end, which you could see we could potentially raise that still. But we're going to get it together with the new skis and carbides before we make up our mind about anything like that. Right, Farley? Okay, we're working on Dennis's plastic skis.
Plastic skis.
You got these super bargain, what, $40 for the pair? Something
Yeah.
crazy?
Coworker.
From a coworker. Here's why. It's drilled for 2 runners. And we don't have those runners, but we have these runners.
It also has the spots.
But it has the spots. And I dug in my pile, and I have this pair of runners that I must have bought at a swap meet at some point because they said Polaris, and they line up.
Just drill 4 holes.
We're just going to drill 4 holes.
Ooh, closer.
That's better. They're always a little bit, All right, there we go.
Just tighten it down like that. That's really
That's
tight.
it. No,
really
they're
tight.
supposed to be tight.
Well, I mean, it's okay,
They're always preloaded.
but it's not sitting here.
It will be. Tighten her down. Let's look at it. All right, there we go. We got the plastic skis on. We just reuse the isolators from the steel skis. If they go squirting out, oh well. Then we'll get the right isolators for the plastic skis. But this is what we had on hand today, and we want to go ditch banging tomorrow. So there you go.
Start with the board.
Yep. We got the plastic skis on. We got the toe centered and the steering centered. And
You had another one here, right?
we're all happy with that. Now we're doing purple hood screens. Oh, and we added the tether because we like tethers. Tethers are good.
Where was the other hole
I wouldn't say they're mandatory, but they're good. it's seat cover time. Let's do it. All right, I got one thing I want to mention before we tear into this, and that's down in this area. These are okay, but I have seen seats that actually had staples into the fuel tank area. That's not good. You end up, well, the best thing to do is just to not pull those staples. This one, I think we can pull all these staples, although we'll still just cut around these first couple and leave that little bit of fabric there. I hate fuel tank leaks, especially in plastic tanks. They're so hard to fix. So we're going to err on the side of caution there. Otherwise, we're just going to go for it and get this one off and do a new one. Probably. All right, back for an update. So Dennis is drying out his seat foam there. It's not like it's soaked or anything. It was just a little wetness on the outside. Farley is enjoying helping Dennis. She loves it. We got the big blower on the seat, drying it out real quick. Usually what I use that blower for is I'll park a sled right there, and then I'll put the blower on it overnight, and when I come out in the morning, it's dry. It's great. So one thing I wanted to show you, see if I can get these to show up good, is a lot of these Polarises have these catches on them. And we want to reuse those. So you can see Dennis wisely just took that box cutter, cut around the catches. And all you got to do is drill out those rivets. They're 1/8 rivets, 1/8 drill bit. And rivet them on with the new cover.
Oh, that's an ugly piece of foam. The guy really ought to replace that.
My take on the foam is that Dennis didn't know how dirty that foam was until we put the old cover off. And it won't take him long after we put the new cover on, and he'll forget. Plus, we're going riding tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to get a ride tomorrow.
We're not going to do anything with that. We're just putting the cover over it and stapling it down. It's dirty, but whatever. It's fine.
Farley approved.
Farley approves. Cover reinstall starts with feeding these nylon straps through the foam. They
Seat
kind of
covers from Scotty's Speed Shop.
Scotty's.
Yeah. On Facebook, you'll find them.
All right. It's a cool cover. This top is like wetsuit neoprene material, kind of. It's sticky, and then the sides are normal, and it's all. You said it's all Arctic cold and UV resistant stuff.
Yep.
So
you get these through.
You get those through, but then we got to get them through these slots in here, and that's a challenge to get them into there.
It's the top ones.
All right, there's going to be a lot of swear words on this part, so we're going to turn off the camera for a moment. All right, well, Dennis actually got these through with a very minimal amount of swearing. Really, almost none. So now we're just going to drape the cover over and start stapling on her. Staples. All right, so we're about to attach the cover. There's this cable that goes in the front. This cable actually goes into this loop here, goes all the way around, and there's a hole in each side of the tank. There's a spring on one side, and the other side just anchors. We're not sure if we should do that first or not. I think we're going to do it first because it's going to help us hold the cover centered more.
Yeah, we want this centered on them.
Yeah, we want it nice and centered on the fill neck. And the only other thing to worry about when you're stapling is two things. One, you got to keep it tight, but not too tight. You don't want it loose and wrinkly. And then the other one is obviously keeping it centered all the way back. And I wish I had some great tips to give on that, but the best tip I got is that if you staple in further, so that if you screw it up, you can pull up your staples and shift it a little and not have staple holes showing. I'm not joking there. staple further in from the edges, just in case you got to shift it later. I wish I could tell you that I've never had to do it, but I've had to do that. Looks done. Oh, we got a leaker. I'll flip her over. All right, the list is down to thumb warmer, and I'm going to do that tonight. So it'll be glued on and ready to go in the morning, and maybe just a little bit of wiring in the morning. But I don't know. We made some pretty good progress today. All right, Dennis and I already did a beer crack and closed out this video, and we were going to work on the thumb warmer, later. And then we started to look at it and notice this throttle cable. Shit. Well,
she's a bit frayed.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're ripping out the air box and all that. We just checked Dennis Kirk. He's out of XLT throttle cables. But we got the one from the 600 XCR monoblock with 38s. And obviously we're not going to use the 38 caps on the 34 carbs, and we're not going to switch over the carbs. But we're going to try that cable. And I got the 38 pull handle. See if we get full pull out of it. I don't know. We want to go riding. Is it the right thing to do? Yeah, it is. We want to go riding.
We're going riding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go again.
Here we go. Got the oil line on. Putting the carbs back on. Put the throttle cable stuff together. Put the 38 millimeter pull throttle, which ought to pull more than enough for 34s. And ride.
Ride.
Well, we're finally closing out part 6. For real this time. We already closed it out, and then we found that whole throttle cable problem, and I don't know, what did that take us? An hour, hour and a half?
Yeah, that hour sucked.
Look, luckily we had that, we still had parts from that XCR 600 kicking around. We're able to recover from that. So, that's all good. We think we're ready to ride tomorrow. We ran down everything on the list except the thumb warmer, and the thumb warmer is actually installed. All I got to do is plug it in. So I'm going to take care of that. Dennis has got to go to an appointment. I'm going to take care of this after Dennis leaves tonight. Otherwise, I don't know. It started out as a glorious day of win after win after win. The plastic skis went great. Really, I think the seat cover went pretty good.
It did.
And then, of course, there just can't be a video of working on an XLT without at least one painful struggle.
But I think we're 98% done.
Yeah, at least 98% done. We're done enough. We're going on a ride tomorrow. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. If you've made it this far through the video, you know you like my videos enough that you should subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new one coming out. And once again, thanks for watching.